Bereit, Dankeschön. Darf ich noch einmal sehr herzlich begrüßen hier im Allianz Stadion, auch die Gäste aus Kärnten, Conny. Ja, natürlich gratuliere ich auch unserem Trainer, uns allen zu diesem wichtigen Sieg. Coach, tough game, but I think most important thing, 3 points. And could you just tell us your point of view from this match?
Yeah, I would say a difficult first half for us. I don't think we managed to put them enough under pressure. Probably also because of the movements that we have prepared for. I don't think it was the right thing for us to do. So we changed in halftime, and it got a little bit better for second half. But I think that was a big thing for us. Then there were still opportunities for us in first half that we didn't really take care of, and probably should have. There's some good transition moments for us that we don't develop into big chances. Second half is a little better, and I think the start of it, we put them under pressure, and I think also with the subs coming on, I think we were able to make the difference also from outside, and that's big credit to the players, because that's the way you should think when you're a substitute, that you can come on and affect the game instead of being disappointed sitting next to me. So there's, especially on the mental side and on the side where we have to really fight hard to get the points at the moment, I think there was many positives.
Thank you. And your questions, please. Mikrofon wird wie immer gereicht. Kurzes Handzeichen genügt. Bitte ganz nach vorne zu Johannes von Lola.
Petter Nossadal decided the game with, I think it was his first touch overall. Are those individual qualities what can help a team in a very difficult situation mentally? Those players who hadn't had that time in the last few weeks, injury-wise, to change a game.
Yeah, 100%. He's a big and very important weapon for us. We just have to be very careful not to play him too much, because we know his injury history now that we have to be careful of. But of course, he was not really a part of the preseason with us. Also, Nicky Wurmbrand was not really a part of it, so he's also still coming back. And that's what we need. We need some game changers up front. And yeah, I think we saw that today, but also with Daniel Nuno coming in and making a difference for us.
Andy Weimann was your captain today. He's just at the club for about 2 or 3 weeks now. Already getting those duties. What was your idea behind that?
You know, a captain is not about who have been here the longest time. I'm also still quite new in the building. I also take some decisions. So it was mostly because we think that Matti needed a rest. I think he was struggling a little bit in the previous game, and we needed some fresh legs and some new energy on pitch. And to be able to do that, I think Andy was the captain for us today, with also coming in from another environment with fresh, new energy and fresh eyes to everything, and not having been a part of a little bit difficult season for us and the team. So that was the thinking behind that.
The situation is still difficult. Altach won, Hartberg won, so the next game away in Altach is going to be very important. What do you hope those 3 points today can change with the team in the next few days in training?
It makes a huge difference when you start a week on a win. So when we start training again, it's with so much more positivity, and that's a huge difference for us, because it's been a hard fight, and it's been a long one for all of the players, more or less, and it's not easy, and it was also not easy to play that game today. So that's where my focus is. Now we overcome that one, but we also have to be, really focused on the situation. Still, it's about what we can do and our performances, and I will not talk too much to you guys about that, because I will talk to my players before, when I start with a little bit more critical eyes on the performance today. But today we just enjoy the result, and then we start working hard again when we see each other again.
Dankeschön, danke. Bitte, kleiner Portenschlager für die Krone.
You told us in a press conference before the game, you will tell us after the game what you did, and you're thinking about the big gap between the training performance and the game performance. So now you won. What is What have you done with them, or what?
Yeah, the simple and easy answer is that we always focus on winning, but you can do it in many ways. This is probably not my favorite way of winning games. I want the team to be much more offensive-minded. I want the team to be much better on the ball. But like I said, that's not for today. Today we just celebrate the difficult game that the boys just did out there, and they did it well. But we try to make it more simple. The game plan more simple. Having some more simple solutions if we cannot find our rhythm on the ball. And also focusing a little bit more on counter-attacks and how we could open up space in these situations of the game. So the overall headline is that we try to give the players few solutions and some more simple than others.
You always say there's not just a starting 11, you're always thinking about the team ending a game, but I think it can't be the plan to playing that first half. What went wrong in the first half? Second half was far better, of course, because of the subs.
Our high pressing was not good enough in first half, and that's on me. I made a mistake with that way of pressing, with that formation, because it was too difficult for the players to execute it, and then it's on me and the coaching staff not to have either prepared them well enough or found the right positions to do it. So we actually changed it already. There was a small break in minute 40, and we changed it there, and then we highlighted the different movements in the halftime that we needed to do, and I think it got better. They found it more difficult to find a way out of our high pressing in second half. And then, of course, towards the end, we went a little bit lower on the pitch and accepted that the ball was in front of us. But that was also because there were some tired legs out there, and we had to adjust to that.
Of course, Nostradal was a big game changer, but you always said you have to take care of him after such a game. He's the big weapon. Everyone thinks he might be the solution for the next games. What does it mean to take care of a player? How long will it last until you can say there's no risk and can play 90 minutes?
It means that we don't let the emotions take over decisions. So how much I want to play with him, I think that's not a discussion for us in here, because everyone can see how good a player he is. But I cannot let that emotion take over my decision. We need to be very smart in handling his game minutes and also training load on a good level so he can be ready for as many minutes as possible. But if it can be the game plan that he can come on and make an assist after not too many minutes on the pitch in the future, then I'm also okay with that. In this building, in this city, around this club, there's so many emotions. And I cannot come in and then continue with that. I need to be focusing on clever decisions and smart decisions and try to stay away from that.
You always said that you can handle pressure, and that's nothing new for you. But was it a big relief? Was it a feeling, thinking when the final whistle was, or after the second goal? Because after all, it was your first win as a coach here, and the pressure was enormous. Yeah,
and the pressure will still be there on Saturday or Sunday when we play the next one. It will not change. It will never go away. And if you don't like it, then this is not a business for you. I try to say, actually, to see it from the other angle and the other view, also when I talk to players, and say, enjoy it. We have to appreciate that there's pressure. It means that someone is actually taking care and caring about our club and want to see us play football and want to see us be successful. If we play without pressure, it will also be a little bit boring, I think. So we have to see it from that view. Also regarding the fans out there today, there was also pressure for our players, and that's why I'm really pleased with their performance, because it was not a difficult pitch to play on. And more than ever, we need them to support us and be back for us.
Danke, bitte, Alex Huber vom Kurier.
Coach, do you try to talk a lot to the players about the circumstances, or do you try to focus on that, what you can do on the pitch?
We talk about the circumstances because it's important. We cannot hide from it. I still want the players to applaud the fans before the game, even though there was some whistling and probably not pure satisfaction for that. But I still want us to do it. I also want us to do it after the game. If we had lost, we had done the same. Because the last thing we can do as a team is to hide from this situation. We have to face it, and we have to show that we are the ones that can take care of this situation that we're in. We did it with a good result today, and that's the first thing. That's the first thing that matters. All in this club and this team want the fans to be behind us and supportive, because they are outstanding. and that's we're going to bring them back, and we're going to bring a situation back where there's much more positivity around the club. But it's hard at the moment, and I need to keep the players close and talk to them a lot, and make sure that we select players that are ready for that atmosphere when we play the games.
And it honors you that you told us that it was a mistake in the high pressing, but beside this, Tobias Gulliksen doesn't look like he could be. It doesn't look like the most the player who had the most millions to pay for, and even when he's near the ball, he doesn't get the ball.
Some of the biggest investments you do is not necessarily something you get to see already from the start. Some of the best signings in many clubs, they have to get used to environment, lifestyle, culture before they start to deliver, and he's probably one of them. I will not talk about Gullik with you guys, with all due respect, before I've spoken to him himself, because the last thing he should do is to read my opinion about his performance in the media. He should hear it from me.
But on the whole, you look like you have patience with some players.
Of course I do. I have patience with them because I believe in them, and that doesn't mean I have to avoid taking hard decisions and staying away from that, because I do. When the game is on, I only take decisions that I think can be the best for the team so we can win the game. And it has nothing to do with how many years you have played here, what number you play with, where you're from, nationality-wise, nothing. It's purely on how can you affect the game so we can win. So that will always be my decisions.
And one more question to Nicky Hedl. He had bad times too, and today he seemed to be very, very focused. And I think it was so. What he could do, he did. Did you have the belief that he will manage his bad times and give a comeback, maybe as one of the best goalkeepers in Austria?
Yeah, I think he has the potential to be. I don't think he has shown it this season. I think this was a good game for him today because he took some good decisions and he made some of the saves look easy because of good positioning and calmness. So it was not like it was big saves he did. He just did it very, very calm, which is what I like about a goalkeeper. He's easy to talk to, and he's easy to train, and he's easy to also evaluate games with, where he's reflective and he's asking critical questions about himself as well. So that's a good guy to work with, because again, like everything else, we have to be honest and tell the truth to each other. But one of the truths with this team is also that I really believe in them. So I'm critical with their performances once in a while, but I believe that this squad can be so much better.
Dankeschön. Und dann gehen wir Abschlussfrage zu Martin Lang für den OF Wien.
Coach, I'm sorry to have one continuing question concerning Tobias Gulliksen. It's probably unfair if anybody's talking about one player, especially after a victory. We also don't talk about one player. Coaches doesn't do that after a defeat. But it's probably easier to talk about or to explain the situation. Or let me say in this way: did you expect that you have probably more work with him to that self-confidence come back and his personal situation, or however, that you probably thought a few weeks ago?
Yeah, not necessarily. I think some players they are different in terms of how to adapt to a new lifestyle. And one thing that is really, really important is that the player didn't pay the money for himself. There was a club decision and a transfer market decision based on interest from other clubs and all these kinds of things. So he's not involved in that. He's just a player moving from one club to another. And then for some it takes time. I can see big potential in him. He's a great player, but I can also see that we need to work a little bit more for us to be able to show it and for him to be able to show it. And it will take the time that it takes. And I'm not the guy who will tell him every day that now it has to be, you have to perform. No, if he needs a little bit longer time, then we have to give him that. I know it's a world where time is something you can look at from a different and probably different perspective. But again, I'm not the one who's affected by that. If he needs trust and time, I will give him trust and time.
Wunderbar, danke. Ein schönes Schlusswort. Ich danke nochmal fürs Interesse, wünsche allen ein schönes Wochenende. auch dem Trainer, enjoy the victory, and yeah, small promise, at our club we will never have a boring day. Can be sure.
Yeah, it's football. Enjoy it. We're here for a reason. Enjoy the weekend.